Have you ever wondered about global warming? Global warming is something that um, is the recent increase in the world's temperature that is believed to be caused by the increase in certain gases like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Basically, a good way to put it is when the sun heats us up and the heat tries to get back out, we're trapping it in with carbon dioxide. So you can't, we're basically cooking ourselves in a ball. So Irene Quell of DW.com said on April 22nd of 2013 that the ice caps are melting faster in the last 20 years than they did the previous 10,000 years. So it shows you in the last 20 years how much hotter we're getting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about how we can educate people on global warming, how we can pass laws to prevent global warming or to control it better, and then how we can put an association together to basically cure the world. So the first one is laws, and you see that's a polar bear trapped on ice. So it's not good. All right, so laws, and we have to prevent or limit global warming. So California passed a law in 2006. It's called the Assembly Bill number 32, or it was also called the California Global Warming Solutions Act. Basically, it limited the whole state of California in what's called greenhouse gases, which is majorly like carbon dioxide, machine gases, fuel that's in a car. They were the first state to pass it, and they were the first really of any country to pass a law to prevent global warming. So that was something. Other things we can do is there needs to be laws to be proposed that will punish people like fines, prisons, or even death. And I might think that's a little extreme, but when you think about it, if we kill 10,000 people, it's better than killing the whole world. So there you have it. We also need to enforce the laws like our lives depended on it, because honestly, our lives depend on it. We have we need to put mandatory classes in place to educate the public on what exactly we're doing. So Al Gore wrote something called the Book of Truth, and he stated that carbon dioxide is 80% of all gases. So like I said before, if we are putting those gases in here, we're basically cooking ourselves. So Thomas Lifson of AmericanThinkers.com said on April 13, 2015, that it is urgent to show the public that global warming is present, and I'll show you why. We also need to create something called the Global Warming Association. So I've told you what global warming is. I've told you what we can put laws in place to try and prevent it. Now I need to tell you what we really need to do. We really need to come together as a Earth, not as countries, because if we don't, we're basically killing ourselves. We need to create the Global Warming Association. Basically, their goals would be to help us live longer. They would create the laws. They would put the best minds in the world together to think of new ways like gas-free cars. We have those, but they're just really expensive, or other things. Plan B would be they also need to look for planets for us to live on, because the world honestly will cook in the next, they say, about 1,000 years. So that would be what the Global Warming Association would do. Now that we know what the laws and what association we could put in place, Keenan Mulvaney on April 22nd, 2013 from vnews.com said 10 reasons why global warming is here. Carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere are increasing. The hottest decade on record keeps changing. The rate of warming is unprecedented and at least 11,000 years. Arctic sea ice is the death spiral. I'll explain that. Greenland is losing ice at an accelerating rate. Antarctic Peninsula is also losing ice at an acceleration rate. The ocean is warming, sea levels are rising, the planet is accumulating more heat, and extreme weather is more extreme. The last one is basically saying we're having a lot more hurricanes, but they're actually bigger hurricanes. So the one that said the rate of warming is unprecedented at least 11,000 years. That's basically saying in 11,000 years, the Earth's going to be so hot we're not going to be able to live. So, all of that said, now the last thing is they say in 100 years, if we keep accelerating the way we are, there's going to be mass extinction. There's going to be bushfires, which is basically something just catches fire. It's so hot. And there's also going to be a severe drought. Obviously, that makes sense. So now that we know a little bit more about global warming, it's up to you guys to take it into effect and to go forward and do what you can with it.